Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for game number 2 between Team Liquid and Flipside Tactics. I'm LD. He is Luminous. He doesn't like doing that. Let's jump into game 2. So, Liquid took a very convincing game number 1. And they did it. I feel like their draft was just a whole lot better. Flipside, the Treant is cute, but they just had supports. They couldn't really be active. Liquid played it really well on top of that, blocking a lot of camps on Koikfa's part, and then just from there, a few bad engagements. Flipside underestimating natural order, underestimating Liquid's TP reactions, and from there it was a pretty simple game 1.
Yep. So Team Liquid now have to deal with the Outer Titan, but they will have Bat Rider on their side. Koifa definitely knows how to play Bat. Boba plays a solo mid Bat Rider as well, so, you know, where's it going to go?
We'll have to wait and see. They go back for the Lifestealer. We know that's going to TC, so Liquid's lane starting to take shape here. They have 2 of their solos, 1 of their supports. As for Flipside, they get their hands on the Elder Titan. They also get their hands on the Nature's Prophet, so not quite a reversal of drafts, but definitely Flipside going for a different style here. Liquid even bothered to ban Tree, which was interesting because Tree gave them really 0 issues that game.
Well, mostly because of Nature's Prophet. Now, if you don't block him, suddenly he's getting a ton of levels.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
At the same time, even when he was level 7 and his living armor was not doing anything that game.
Well, maybe the heroes that they're picking is... I mean, Firefly's still good against living armor. I don't know. I think the ban is warranted if you don't plan to actually challenge him, which seems like they're not.
Flipside goes back for the Bane here, so they get a strong support hero there, and they also get some lockdown for the Lifestealer. A good hero against Bat Rider initiation as well, just quickly sleep him and then, or even grip him and counter initiate. They are still looking for a carry. They'll need another support. Liquid going for the Chen. So they just have a very classic draft, something that we've seen from a lot of teams. Navi likes to run drafts like this. We've seen Alliance turn towards similar drafts, so pretty standard draft from them thus far.
Yeah, Team Liquid, they're one of those more balanced team, I feel, that if they want to be aggressive, they definitely can. If they want to be playing it a little bit more slow or patient, they definitely can as well. So who knows which Team Liquid's going to come out here. I think it's going to be up to Flipside. Are they going to be doing anything special?
Well, it's interesting you bring up that they can play patiently, because the old Liquid, when they had Korok and IX Mike, to me they only had one speed, which was go, go, go. Korok that's how he wants to play Dota. Yeah. Constant aggression, constantly forcing fights, but the new Liquid with Koikfa, it does open up some options for them to take games slower, to be more deliberate, and to just accept a different, and even dictate a different tempo. Now Flipside go back for a Juggernaut, so... It does deny this, I guess, to Liquid, but I don't think it's something they would look to run, and we'll see how they look to use it. Probably going for an aggressive tri-lane now, with a Prophet safe lane and an Elder Titan mid. Issue is that Juggernaut doesn't really match up well against Lifestealer. You can't kill him in the tri-lane. Your Omni Slash is no good against Chen creeps. What are they up to here?
I'm thinking it could be a Pugna pick? This is a team that picked...
I would put Elder Titan on to support.
I don't know. I'm just like this. Well, the only reason I'm actually even mentioning that because Pugna's definitely not a stable hero. GoBlack and Epic Map picked a ton of Pugna during DreamHack, where they did quite well. They had like this Pugna Bane lane, and it was just nobody was dying the lane because you try to kill somebody and they either get decrepted or nightmared, and the other hero's just hitting you. It sounds lowsy and like what, but it will actually work there. So.
Well, it's good for kiting a Lifestealer, but Liquid may pick up some more magic damage with this last pick, and they already have Visage and Bat Rider and even a Chen.
It's definitely a very out there suggestion. So,
I think the Lone Druid would have been your more logical choice. He obviously is a strong pusher in his own right, but that's been banned out by Liquid. So, looking most likely. Well, I guess it's hard to say. Is it a Bulba bat or is it a Koikfa bat? But they'll need one more solo here, and this pick is really going to determine what kind of a game they're looking to play. Because if there's like 2 directions they can go. If they want to be like putting the Bat Rider in the off lane, then they probably pick something like a Puck for Bulba mid and maybe go more ganking oriented and really focus on the Lifestealer bombs. But the other option is if you put the Bat Rider mid, maybe you pick up more of like a farmer kind of a semi-carry for Koikfa, although who's even left at this point?
I feel like this game is where you could go Tinker, for example.
Gonna go back to one of Bulba's best. That would be more of like a late game. Well, Koikfa plays Tinker too.
Yeah, they do. So they could definitely have the options. I'm looking at like Juggernaut and Prophet and maybe even Elder Titan. They're gonna push. No, they're gonna go into DK.
So it's a Koikfa Bat Rider.
Okay.
And then a Bulba Dragonite mid. Will he be laning against Elder Titan, or will he be laning against somebody else? That remains to be seen.
I guess the other thing to talk about is that when you don't know what to pick, you just pick a DK because it's just like safe pick, always good.
He gives you a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
He's a decent ganker. He's a good initiator.
Push,
he's
team
tanky,
fight,
push,
gank, everything.
Yeah. He doesn't really specialize in any one thing, but we will see from here for Liquid what they want to do. They have a Visage Chen, so 2 supports that would love to just sit back and farm for those early levels. Not going to be looking to gank at all. And Flipside pretty much know that, so they'll go for an Enigma.
Okay.
Very pushing-oriented draft, but Liquid are a bit lacking in AoE here. All they have is Flame Break, Firefly, which is pretty strong.
Dragon Breath.
And Dragon Breath, that's it. That's not much AoE.
Maybe.
You're up against a Healing Ward, Prophet Trance, Eidolons. Flipside have a very strong push.
Way2 is actually playing the Chen. This is interesting.
So that puts Fluff onto your Visage.
Okay.
Well, either way, Liquid defensive tri-lane for them, I imagine.
I don't see them trying to take it to Flipside right now.
And as for Flipside, I think they're not going aggressive either, despite the Juggernaut pick. This is going to be an Elder Titan mid, a Juggernaut safe lane with the Bane supporting him, and then a Prophet or Enigma, probably the Prophet off lane, and the Enigma just in the jungle. So very passive laning stage for this team as well.
So one thing I'm expecting for either one of these teams to do is immediately charge us 5 to the enemy jungle and put down a couple wards, because both team is working with the jungler, so if you could set up those early wards down, it could be a big boon. I say that nobody's moving from the fountain, so never mind.
Well, Flipside are less reliant on that, because they have the Prophet, so they could just block camps with... He's been pulled on Clarity here as well, but he can just block camps with Trance, whereas Liquid, if they want to shut down Enigma, they have to send heroes to do it.
Okay, so a smoke purchase on Enigma. No movement just yet. Fata's going to be playing Soul Limit. Didn't Fata just tweet that his arm hurts because he...
Yeah, Fata literally just tweeted, sorry, I haven't been playing, guys. I tried to play, but my arm hurts too bad. And then...
Now he's in the game.
And now he's playing. So we may not see Fata on his A game here, that's for sure. Well, guys, let's introduce the teams. It is game 2 of a best-of-3. Team Liquid currently leading 1-0. We have Sakshka on that safe lane Juggernaut. He'll be getting the farm in that
Team
lane.
Liquid was actually expecting Roshan. They all went down there to check to see what's up.
Effing Mag going to be handling your Enigma. Towards the mid lane is Fata on the Elder Titan. We have Goblek on the Bane, and then off lane is Miguel playing the Nature's Prophet.
All right, Team Liquid playing on the Radiant side. TC Drafter is going to be on the Life Stealer. We have a Visage being handled by Fluff and stuff. Bat Rider being played by Koifa. Looks like he's just salved. Okay, misclick.
That's just a misclick.
And, well, that's also not very fortunate. Boba playing a Dragonite. And last but not least, it's going to be Chen, handled by Way2Sexy. Boba doing the RTZ block.
Yeah, if you stand here, then your creeps all go the other way.
Except that
although
it failed.
Yeah, I guess he wasn't quite in the right spot.
Yeah.
Arrived a little bit late with my camera to see. But, yeah, either way, the lane is going to push out. And Fatush will have the lane control advantage here early on. He's also got a Rune Ward towards the top lane. I don't think we're going to see either team. Although Way2 is a smoke, I'd be pretty surprised if he goes for an early gank. Maybe on the Nature's Prophet, but that mid lane Elder Titan is quite hard to kill.
Oh no, Treants, Fluff and stuff. They enjoyed this last game. Now they have to do.
And their supports are not good at killing Treants. You can take one over, but that's really about it. Unfortunately, his Treant was late. Need to have one on the Magic Bush there, and just didn't get it off in time.
Yeah, he was more careful about blocking discount first. He's not even 2 Treants for that.
Meanwhile, if you look at Quantic, I love how Effie Mad's even using DD, just to give them a 4th name, because they don't already have enough. That being what it is.
So are they actual Flipside now?
I'm calling them Flipside because that's their tag, and apparently there's no longer a mouse affiliation, so it's either Flipside or Quantic, yet to be determined.
Okay.
Or at least yet to be announced. These Treants are not blocking anything, Lumi. The camp just spawned at 1 minute. Did not block the big camp. You gotta say, Miguel, not quite having that impact that Koikfa had. Koikfa blocked the pull camp 4 times in a row. 30-second spawn,
he was
1 minute
in the fountain
spawn,
when he
2
was
minute spawn,
people.
and 3 minute spawn.
Yeah. Fluff and stuff is going to get some experience. Chen's going to get some experience, so what we expected out of Migo is not happening, so he is really not going to do much now. He's going to try to block the level 1 crown, or maybe block this pull. I don't know what he's trying to do.
Yeah, and Koikfa, I mean, Koikfa's already level 2, so he's been able to farm the small camp twice.
He might not get the stack off, though, right?
No, he's going to kill this Treant.
Oh, yeah. Well,
One
that's
more
unfortunate.
hit. Oh, yep. Creeps are going to aggro a little bit early, but...
So what Koifa needed to do there is
just
basically
stand there, yeah.
tank it. But if not,
I think it might
it'll
stack
be close.
Anyway. Yeah, it's going to stack.
Oof.
So, yeah, he'll get the stack anyway. So, the offlane Nature's Prophet, I don't think he's actually blocked anything, Lumi.
He blocked the
Just he
very
blocked
first
this
camp.
once, but
Yeah.
that was it. That's kind of unfortunate. I mean, because if he's not blocking camps, he could just be jungling and actually farming himself up.
Yeah, in fact, it's going to be Radiant that's doing a ton of stacks, so the Mud Golem's going to get pulled. And I actually think that Fluff and stuff should be tanking and right-clicking on these creeps nonstop and just maybe even tunnel through. So another set of Treant coming through. Okay, that's fine.
Well, they're going to die anyway, so we'll see if he gets any gold for this. But looking at our other lanes, we have been focusing a lot on that offlane Prophet. It's Bulba mid on your Dragon Knight up against the Tauren Chieftain for Fata. And Fata, with a bit of an advantage, it does seem like a matchup that should favor the Elder Titan there. And then, as far as your safe lanes go, trading a Juggernaut's farm for a Lifestealer. I'd say 9 times out of 10, if something unusual doesn't happen, you'd rather have the Lifestealer farm there.
Well, what if it's an Acceptor Refresher?
Yeah, that's a lot of items.
Well, Bone 7 did on his...
Yeah, that was like a 60-minute speed gaming game.
Yeah, true. Speed gaming games are not your usual Dota games.
Yes, they are a special breed, the speed gaming fellas.
Meanwhile, Harpy Storm on the mid lane, just winning Dota, as per usual.
Yeah, trying to bail bulb out here, but he's already doing pretty well anyway. Fata is bottle crowing. He won't care too much about the harass at this point, but it's still a bit of a nuisance. Now the boots come out for him. Of course, the X factor for DD is that they have a very quick jungle Enigma. Already effing mad, 5.5.
This is quick level.
3.5.
Man, the other day you're like, oh, level 6.
He was ganking and checking roads.
He ganked
It's
once,
different.
Man. He ganked once.
That's different.
This is perfect jungling.
This is just
from
luck.
Man.
This is good camp luck.
Man, this is...
That's the difference.
Matt skills. This is not luck. You got Mud Golem. Bane of all junglers.
It's not a problem for Enigma.
Yeah, he doesn't really care, actually.
Yeah, you just kill the other camps first and then come to them.
Is he actually thinking about Roshan is the question. He got that like kind of casual smoke. I'm not sure if he's just getting it to get that cooldown or the timer ticking in the shop. Or is he thinking about the Big Daddy? I don't know.
The Big Daddy?
Yeah, that's
really?
Roshan. That's what they call him.
Okay. We'll see. They definitely can rush early, though. With Healing Ward, Prophet Trans, and Eidolons. You can solo it as Enigma, but it's a bit slow and somewhat risky. Whereas if you send in the Juggernaut the Healing Ward, your whole team's pretty safe there. So overall, I think we're going to see a TC Midas. Yeah, in fact, he is going for one. Your Juggernaut might be as well. So actually up to 1,400 gold.
Yeah, this is going to be one of your slow Alliance versus Speed Gaming games, it seems like. Everybody farming for Midas. Ooh, looks like... Did you see that?
They tried to steal the creeps with the Astral?
Fata stole like 3 creeps, so...
Were they big creeps?
No, they're level 1 creeps. But still, anything away from the Bat Rider delays the Splink Dagger.
That's pretty next level.
Yeah.
TC now already has his Midas up. 4.5 minutes in. Your Juggernaut... Nope, Sakshi goes for the phase boots.
Okay. I think that's correct. I think when you're playing a Juggernaut, he's more of your early to mid-game semi-carry. You gotta just go big items. Lifestealer, fairly similar, although Lifestealer extends the late game a little bit more, so he could afford to do this.
Yeah, the Omni GG Slash is unlikely to be particularly effective against a Chen, as well as just a fairly tanky team in general. So
yeah.
We'll see for DD. For Flipside, they're smoked up, waiting mid lane, but Boba, his Spidey sense is saying that he's got a regen rune here, and he'll be popping it quite soon, as soon as this poison wears off. No, he's just hanging on to it. Yeah, there you go. Okay. The thing is, though, he can just breathe fire from the trees and
there you go.
Easily defend this tower.
Drag the aggro, goes even further back. They're fine. Meanwhile, his teammate taking tier 1 tower bot, they could keep going. There's nothing stopping them right now.
Yeah, they have the Wildkin and Tornado get summoned now. This push will be very strong. Wildkin gives you your whole creep wave bonus armor, so
yep.
Very, very strong pushing creep.
Although the creep wave is diminishingly.
It's a somewhat small wave, but
yeah.
He'll send the Tornado back behind the tower. Fata's even forced to rotate off the mid lane to deal with
Job
this.
is done. Yeah, you just go back now. You made a rotation come from the solo mid, and you got a tier 1. Go back to jungle.
Bulba going to check that bottom rune. It will be an illusion, and he'll snap it up. So far, I think for Flipside, it wasn't the best start, mainly because Miguel had some struggles blocking those camps in the offlane, but because they have the Enigma jungle, they're still somewhat able to keep up.
Yeah. Enigma is going to be going for a mech, it seems like. And so far he has made no attempts. Or no, he did try to gank mid once, and it did not work out. So back to the jungle he goes. And here's where really Liquid has the option to start ganking, and it seems like they will take it right now.
6.5 minute blink dagger from Quakefo.
Well, the tower mid really, or the bottom mid really helped out.
This is going to be trouble for Flipside. Do they know?
They don't. He just bought it, so.
Well, yeah, it's more, are they suspicious? And, well, they're going to sleep. They set out an Earth Splitter mid lane. Unfortunately, it's not going to connect. Now, Effing Mad comes in, but he gets stunned up by the Dragonite. Then Lasso completely caught out of position. That just went from bad to worse. The Earth Splitter from Fatsa slightly off the mark, and as a result, it ends up going very poorly for them.
Yep. Alright, so Wade should even have to make the rotation. He could go back to jungle and find his level 6 as well. Fluff and stuff, is he 6 yet? Not yet. The kill in the mid lane helped out a little bit, but yeah, he needs to get 5 and 6. This is one of the slower level 6 I've seen. A lot of teams just give the Vistage like a safe lane farm for 2 minutes just to make sure he gets it. And he's not, well, getting that for himself.
So, there's actually a Reign of Health on Juggernaut, and considering how passively he's playing this game, just farming, I don't think this is a Vanguard. This looks like a Battle Fury to me.
Unless it's a refresher.
You don't go refresher first with
I
phase
agree.
boots. He will not have the mana for that.
I mean, if you're gonna just get a carry and farm a Battle Fury, aren't there just better, namely Anti-Mage for this kind of stuff?
Yeah, the one big thing the Juggernaut gives you is the healing ward.
He hasn't even used it yet, I don't think.
Yeah, he's not even skilling it, so actually going for crit, so...
I mean...
They're trying to play it as like a true one-position carry Juggernaut.
There's also PA, if you want to crit and stuff.
We'll see. Juggernaut does give your team like a nice mid-game push, but for the time being, they're not really looking to push. Obviously, Flipside, it's a little bit early, only 8 minutes in. They're probably waiting on that Enigma mech for Effing Mad, which was unfortunately delayed by that death. He spent a lot of time sitting around mid, like a good minute, and then also dies. They haven't gotten as many towers as you would hope for, but they do have the Prophet Midas. So if you go back for Battle Fury and Juggernaut, ultimately, sure, your one-position hero might not be the strongest late-game carry, but you have the Prophet, who's probably the strongest like secondary carry in the game.
Yeah, so they're gonna just basically try to take this late, and well, they will have to because Migo right now it's level 4. Man, this is a fairly slow game for most of the Flipside heroes, but again, seems like Team Liquid right now is not presenting with too much pressure, although it will come eventually because Dragonite, Chandi's are
meanwhile, Black Hole on the FUP, but it was immediately canceled by Effing Mad. There was no stun there of any kind, just cast it and canceled it instantly. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, that actually happens more than you like. Sometimes you just...
Especially if you're lagging at all.
Yeah, you want to... Sometimes you don't think it's a good moment of Black Hole, so you S-cancel it back. By the way, I think Go Black's about to die.
Yeah, he is. There's your blink. Lasso initiation. It is nighttime. He didn't see it coming, and it'll easily be dealt with. Fatsa does TP in, though, drops the Spirit. Pushing after getting the kill for Liquid, still very difficult, but yet another kill going their way. Now the score 2-0. And for Flipside, it's just time to stabilize a bit.
It's hard, because Lifestealer is pushing, and nobody could actually really kill him or stop him. He's already very far with the Midas. Mid lane's constantly getting ganked. Fluff and stuff in a little bit of trouble. You're dropping the Grave Chill. Sock's going to come in and Omni GG slash.
Yeah, worried about a Bulba stun preventing them from getting that kill, so nicely done. They pick up a much-needed kill there, but at the same time, I feel like they need a lot more of that.
Yeah, I agree. And now Dragon is applying a little bit of pressure, so I feel like Team Liquid, although they're not getting too many kills, they're definitely putting more pressure points on the map. Meanwhile, I feel like Sock and the rest of his team is just trying to get as greedy as possible, catch up, and jungle.
Yeah. Sakshka now, he'll pick up his Void Stone, so almost certainly going to be that Battle Fury. Rushing a Linken's on Juggernaut is just a bit underwhelming in general.
I've never seen Linken's Juggernaut.
I mean, obviously Liquid have nice initiation, but it should really be a Battle Fury for him. And we'll have to see if DD can take this late game. On paper, I think it's pretty close if the farm's even, but... well, with the Prophet having such a slow start, Miguel might have trouble being as relevant as this Bat Rider, for example, or even the Dragonite mid.
Some of the Chen creeps being caught out on the top lane. Not sure exactly why they were doing there. Maybe a little bit split push, but...
Yeah, just split pushing it and overextended.
And Fluff up to no good again. Look at him. Just going deep into the enemy jungle.
We're running to Fata here. Fata dropping the Astral Spirit on top of himself, and I don't actually think he got anything off. Oh, did get the damage, but... Oh, no, sorry, I don't think he did. In the end, though, Fluff, when you see him going like that, you really should know that your jungle's warded.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they're not dewarding yet. They actually smoked and headed bottom. There's nobody here. So 11 minutes in, it's a very slow pace to this game number 1. Or game number 2. After a very fast-paced start to game number 1. Very different adjustment in tempo. We'll see who comes out on top. But Liquid are on the prowl now. Infest Bomb for Koikfa. He might Firefly across the river this way. Straight into the Dire jungle. He's smoked up. Looking to leap. There is one hero spotted out mid. That's Fata. And they'll head right for him.
Yeah. I think that's pretty
But he's going to get caught by the lasso here. Not much he can do against this Lysander. Pump out. Dragon Tail comes in. Fluff, Soul Assumption, securing the kill.
I just want to mention that no aggression, and anytime any aggression came, it was through the Bat Rider. Blink, lasso every time. That's the 3 kills. So I think they'll just Flipside present some better way to deal with it. Maybe a counter gank.
Yeah, Flipside are getting out-ganked. They're also actually getting out-farmed if you just look at the CS chart here. And in terms of the net worth board, it's really not close. And in fact, that's with the tower advantage being dead even, 1-1 so far.
Oh, Fluff needs to get out of here. Again, going deep into the... The thing is, it's good to get these wards because give you a ton of visions, especially vision where the enemy is not.
Oh, they're already painting it. They know this one's warded.
So, but the problem is when you're bypassing ward spots and you go in, they know. So.
I imagine any team that plays Liquid in the near future, if they've watched these replays, are just gonna be like, "All right, guys, we're just gonna stand here and wait for Fluff to solo wander into our jungle as a 4 or 5 position support." And
that's why he died quite a bit in the last game. You know. Yeah. I like the fact that he's doing it, but I would enjoy it if he get level 6 first and then do this. Because if he's dead, his birds are still doing something on the map.
Yeah. They also have other heroes who could be placing the wards that are much harder to kill, like Koikfa, for example. Koikfa will TP home to base. He's working towards the 4-staff, and actually almost has it. Just needs the recipe. As for Bulba, is it going to be a BKB or Shadowblade? Shadowblade will be the choice. And this is a nice item to pick up against Flipside because it seems like Flipside, they've seen the Perseverance on Sakshka. They've seen, obviously, they know Prophet's gone for Midas, and they can pretty much anticipate a split push game. Get a Shadowblade, that's the better item to counter it.
I agree. Shadowblade gives you so much more ganking power, so you could actually be a lot more aggressive than they are right now. I think Team Liquid wants to be aggressive, but they really are not sure whether they could get kills efficiently. And by efficiently, I don't mean like 4-man smoke gank without the Bat Rider. I mean like just 2-man smoke gank, like what they're doing right now mid. I say that though, the entire Chen army comes as well. And they're looking to gank into a push now. Generally, when you bring your Chen into a mid-game gank, you want to push after it.
Yeah, TC now picks up his completed armlet. He skipped the drums, goes straight for the armlet. More of a late-game build from him, and, well, he's already got it complete. You look at Sakshka farming in the jungle. He might be in slight danger here. Koikfa about to go on the prowl. His smoke gets revealed. He knows Sakshka's in the neighborhood, lassos him, pulls him back in. Can they burst him in time? The Chen creeps are here. It won't matter if he Omni-Slashes. He's dead to rights.
Yeah,
Liquid, every time there's a lasso, delivering with a kill.
Sok uses uses spin to actually farm that ancients or that's big stack and just died.
Even if he had spin there, I mean, maybe could have spinned and TP'd out in time, but
no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. So Team Liquid.
And now they'll go rush, so they are going to get a trade here at long last. And I was just about to say, I feel like they've really haven't capitalized on that big advantage of their lineup, is their ability to rush, but they're working on it now. The question is, can they get it? There's a familiar here. Liquid know about this. It's going to stomp in the middle of the pit. It'll slow down this Roshan attempt. However, they have really good position on the Rosh, and Liquid doesn't seem like they're in any situation but a contest. Although, he's going to walk right by a sentry here. Bulba could easily get Fiend Script and picked off. He picks up a haster, and it's too late now. The Rosh is fallen, and he walks into the entire enemy team, but nobody wants to go on Bulba.
What?
Maybe they weren't watching. They must have been watching the top lane, not paying attention.
Oh, the grip. Oh, my God. Barely out of range of Goldblack. Goldblack's hands risen up in the air, but couldn't find it. Meanwhile, TP's up top. Looks like they're going to pick off a couple of Chen creeps.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they all just rotate their cameras towards top, and they're saying, okay, what are we going to do about this push? Nobody noticed Bulba wandering around in the river.
Yep.
Unfortunate, but despite getting an Aegis for Flipside, the question for me is really, what are they going to do with that Aegis? Because so far, they've really just shown interest in farming.
Yeah, it feels like that Aegis is going to be ganked off and then get killed a second time because you're going to be surrounded by 4 Team Liquid heroes. So, I have no clue. It's on Elder Titan of all heroes. I don't really think he needs an Aegis.
He's not bad to have it, though, because you keep your natural order around in the fight longer. It's okay.
Assuming there is a fight, right? Because so far we haven't seen any of it. 16 minutes in, it's just Team Liquid going for lasso ganks.
That's very true. Juggernaut wasn't there. He had just died, so yeah. They had to give it to somebody, and ultimately, you'd rather have your Prophet just buy back. So, best choice given the circumstances for Team Flipside. Now they smoke up. They're finally going to make their first gank of the game, it feels like, 16 minutes in. They did make that one go on mid much earlier, but in the end, it ended up being the Enigma who went down, just due to a good counter initiation from Liquid. Now the 4-staff comes out for Bat Rider. You imagine Liquid will be smoky very soon in their own right.
Yeah. Do they even have smokes? Let me quickly check, because they got...
Yeah, Fluff using those smokes to go ward also means they don't have smokes to gank.
They're out of smokes now, so... I mean, that's when your Bat Rider perhaps just go to the jungle and farm a little bit more. That's what Bone 7 like to do quite a bit.
Well, he's almost got boots to travel. So yeah. I imagine we'll just see Koikfa continue to farm.
Yeah, every item you pick up, Batrider just increases in a tier of craziness. The Blink, you know, obviously you get crazy undetected ganks. The Force that means that your ganks are completely reliant. And once you get a boot to travel on top of that, I mean, that you just win team fights.
Yeah, and that's going to be the issue for Flipside, is going for a Battle Fury and Juggernaut, playing your standard Prophet game with the Midas. Doing it against the Batrider is a whole different ballgame, and Juggernaut in particular is a carry who's not particularly mobile, so sure, he can Omni Slash or Blade Fury and dodge some of the damage coming from Liquid, but Lifestealer will usually be inside the Batrider, and Lifestealer doesn't care if you're Blade Fury. He'll just right-click you, and you always have the Lasso to cancel any TP out attempts, so we'll have to see. For Flipside, playing with fire here, trying to turn this into a farm war.
Yeah, and Sokka's not farming for a quick Battle Fury. He's got his phase boot really fast, and then he's not working for, what, a 20, maybe a 19-minute Battle Fury? That's just not going to cut it. If you want to compare Anti-Mage farms this in, you know, 15 minutes, generally.
Well, yeah, I mean, Juggernaut can farm it similarly fast, because you're mostly just in the lane, but it's even once he gets the Battle Fury, he won't be as quick to flash farm afterwards.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a blink, doesn't have a mobility skill of any kind, aside from phase boost.
And lastly,
they will find Koikfa, though. There's your Fiend's Grip. They'll follow it up with a Midnight Pulse. Now a Malefist coming through. Koikfa does Force Staff himself away. Here comes your Infest Bomb. Dragon Knight has arrived, and everybody melts. The Pain Train is here. And Goblak gonna fall as well. 2 down, maybe more to follow. Fata with the stomp, but it was a second too late. They'll kidnap the Prophet, bring him down as well.
The Wolves got the kill.
Oh, well, nonetheless, 3 down. No real trade here in sight.
Yeah, are they gonna go tier 2 is the question.
Flipside just, I don't know, Lumi. They just didn't have enough damage there, really.
And I just want to say that this goes back to draft. I'm just not sure what this draft is supposed to do for Flipside. Do you have a good guess? Just like they're picking good heroes.
Well, I thought they were just gonna go for like early pushes, early Roche. You know, take advantage of your Prophet, your Enigma, your Juggernaut. But then your Juggernaut, Sakshika just skipped Healing Ward.
Yeah.
It's still only level 1, and they played a farm game. So I'm not sure if that was the original plan or if whatever Liquid was showing them prompted them to do so. But even if you wanted to go for a farm war, I would have liked to see just a Midas Rush on the Juggernaut. Get him some more levels. Get your level 3 ult as quickly as possible, and frankly, if you get a safe lane, absolute free farm Midas at like 4 or 5 minutes, your Battle Fury after that is not really that delayed.
Yeah, and he was not laning against Batrider. Batrider was jungling, so it should have been the quickest Midas, you know.
Yeah, it seems like Flipside simultaneously were thinking they would fight, and then also deciding that they weren't going to.
Yeah.
So maybe just a little bit unsure of how they wanted to approach the game, and well, with the players changing from game to game, with who even knows which players are actually on this team, perhaps they're not quite as polished as they would be normally.
Or with the possibility of Fata's hand actually not working, you know. I don't know if he's playing with his left hand right now.
He's played fine. I mean, I think all things considered.
Elder Titan is not exactly a technically demanding hero. You just drop Astro and move it around.
Well, you got to skill the right abilities. I mean, got to skill that natural order. It takes two button presses.
He's got the correct skill, though. We could say that.
And now with an Aegis, they sit back and they farm, and the Aegis will soon expire. They gave up their tier 2 mid top while this was happening. Liquid leading 7-1, leading by 8,000 gold and 8,000 experience. And Flipside, at this point, almost have to just angle for the ultra late game. But you got to imagine that next wave of aggression coming soon from Liquid. With Boots of Travel up on Koikfa, with the Lifestealer having a Basher, and now going back for an Ultimate Orb, he might just go, well, we'll have to see. Could be straight into a Scythe even. But probably going to be into a Linked Sphere.
Scythe is decent. Linked is not bad. I'm not sure.
There's a grip on Bulba. He does get isolated, but sent back by Wave 2. They're not going to be able to kill him off here in time. Wave 2 now gets sprouted up, but here comes the cavalry. It's Koikfa blinking in. Lasso Lifestealer bound. Focus on Fata. He gets pulled away from TC. Pulled way too far away, but he will end up going down. That's only the Aegis down. They didn't even get the Chen, it looks like. Wave 2 actually turns it around. Nice defensive sleep, allowing Goblak to dodge some spells. Now he brain stats, but he still ends up going down. Liquid just turning this fight around. Effing mad. Black Hole was used on TC, but he's still alive. Armlet Toggles goes back in on Sakshika, who Blade Furies gets bashed once, immediately dropped, and it might be 5. Do they have vision for Miguel?
They don't.
He'll be the lone survivor here.
That Flaming Lasso looked really suspect until all of us realized, I think TC included, oh, he has Aegis, so you want to give him as deep as into those trees as possible. So
yeah, get him away from the main fight.
Yeah, that was a great drag, and everybody just kind of clumped around him. picked him off. The black hole was nice, but it was only on 1 in
GG.
21 minutes.
Flipside, not really looking like that team we saw in the group stages, Lumi. Liquid running them over. Great play from Liquid, but also, to me, a Flipside team that I thought was going to give Liquid a much better run for their money.
I think Flipside is one of those teams that, if they don't outdraft you, they lose a lot of their momentum and weapon in the game. And I don't think they outdrafted Team Liquid. Team Liquid's the one that has a better draft here.
Yeah, game 1 especially, I felt like Liquid just straight up completely outdrafted them. This game, I felt like Flipside, maybe there were other ways to play it that could have made a difference.
Sure,
but
yeah. That goes
Liquid
back to
also, they perform better too.
Yeah.
Well, Liquid are going to take it 2-0. They move on to play Na'Vi tomorrow, so that sets up a great winners bracket final. The winner of that match will be moving on to the playoffs as a 1-position seed, and they would be playing not Empire, but Alliance. So I wonder, do you want to win that match, or would you rather be the second team out of this group and be able to play Empire instead? Who's stronger right now?
Actually, that's a good... I don't know.
Because I actually think Empire's maybe looked a bit stronger, but it's Alliance, so...
I mean,
do you really want to play Alliance?
In order to win the whole thing, you have to go through both of these teams.
Yeah,
so might as well just, whoever.
Well, it is double elimination. So in theory, if you beat the one team,
you just keep dodging Alliance.
Yeah, maybe they lose to somebody else. But
yeah.
Well, either way, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this game. We have another series coming up. It comes up in, I believe, an hour and a half. I don't think it's starting earlier, but we will wait and see. We'll let you know if it's going to. Otherwise, just to hang tight. We'll be coming back soon with EG versus Flipside. Flipside, they need to win this match or they will be eliminated.